All right, go stream go. Let's do this. Okay, stream is going. All right, let's see if we can hear. Stream go. Let's do this. Okay, I can hear me, so Tommy, why don't you talk?
Purple monkey dishwasher. How's that? Sound good?
Hold on.
Not so good? Huh? I'm gonna mute myself while I go parent.
Yeah, your audio is fine. Okay. So we are live. Hello, everybody out there in TV land. I am Ben, one of the founders of the Militant Casuals. This is our 42nd game of the Militant Casuals West Coast Jank Tank Tournament. We haven't streamed all 42 of those games, but maybe next time. So we are into the final round of Swiss here. And today's matchup is not going to decide anything in terms of the top four, but it is an entertaining matchup between two very good X-Wing players and two folks who you've also heard in our booth. So we have two Militant Casual adjacents. Well, Bobby is basically a Militant Casual. Facing off tonight, you've got Vince Morgado from the Wide World of Wargaming X-Wing podcast with his 4-ship Rebel list. That's Jan Ors with Moldy Crow, AP5 with Leia, Bodhi Rook with the Pivot Wing title, and Horton Salm with Proton Torpedoes. Facing off with Bobby with his First Order quad. So we've got Avenger with Plasma Torpedoes, Backdraft with Prime Thrusters and Special Forces Gunner, a Cyanide Jameis Engineer, which I'm going to henceforward just call the Engineer, with nothing, and a Zeta Squadron pilot, who I will henceforward call a Zeta, also with nothing. I'm not sure if he's back from parenting, but with me in the booth tonight is another Militant Casual founder and somebody who's found his way into the race for the top four. Tommy. Say hello, Tommy.
There's no way I'm in the race for the top four. My MOV is horrible.
If that's true. If there's anything that is going to keep you from popping into the top four with a win, it is your MOV. But
literally everyone else has to destroy every single one of their own ships, lose 200, 200, and go to final salvo.
Hey, what if you table Brian? It could happen. Anyway.
This is true.
It's not going to happen.
No.
Pretty much, I think we have two of the top four already set. So Rick is 5-1. The first game of this round was Rick versus Wolf from Europe, and Wolf finishes at 4-2 with almost 1,400 MOV. Rick finishes at 5-1 with 1,514 MOV. Really, the folks who are in striking distance of that 1,400 Wolf has put up is Daniel. Daniel should easily make the top four, even if he loses. And then it's really down to Brandon, Daryl, Patrick, Tommy, Brian, or Sean, basically, to win their games and end up 4-2 with enough MOV. Yeah, so that's kind of where we are. We are trying to figure out that the top four, and for those who, like Vince and Bobby, are unfortunately already 2 and 3, it's more about jockeying for maybe draft position in the next round, which really means that both of these guys, they may not know it, but should probably be tanking.
I think they do know it.
I guess we'll find out.
However, if somebody flies a ship off the board, I won't know if it's on purpose or not.
That's right. Well, we know it was by accident the first time Bobby did it. This time, who can say?
This will actually be the first time I've seen one of Vince's games.
Ah.
So it seems like a pretty straightforward Rebel list of keep most of your ships together and have Horton fire off proton torpedoes.
Yeah. It's a good 4-ship Rebel build. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Vince has had some bad luck against Rick, and maybe some bad luck against a couple of other folks he's had matchups against, and has ended up with 2 wins here. Because that does look like a decent enough list even for non-jank play, honestly. I mean, you can't really ask for better than a Y-Wing with proton torpedoes, and Bodhi with the target lock shenanigans, and Jan Ors with an extra die on primary weapon shots, and on and on. An AP5 with Leia, like, come on, man. But it just hasn't been Vince's tournament, I think. Now, actually, before the game gets going, the players are putting rocks down. I don't know. Bobby has first player. That would mean that Vince gave him first player because Vince drafted after Bobby. Bobby drafted fifth, and Vince drafted something like 14th, 15th. So, Tommy, these two gentlemen who are playing tonight, they helped me commentate your last game. Do you have anything you'd like to say about our coverage of that game?
I believe I made it very entertaining for everybody, but I haven't gone back to watch the stream. I should do that.
Oh, phew. Okay,
I,
great.
yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and
so
put
they're fine for now.
I'm going to go ahead and put the scoreboard in our YouTube chat for anybody who wants to keep track live, assuming anybody's actually listening, which maybe they're not on a Monday night at 9 p.m. But I'm going to paste that in, and I will be updating scores there for anybody who wants to follow along. Oh, we
I
do have
mean,
two
that
folks
last
watching.
game. Oh, we do.
Yeah.
In that last game, I don't think I changed Forlom's dial for like the last 8 turns.
No, it's just 4K every day, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
all day long. It's fine.
So I know that Vince typically likes to go top down, so it'll be interesting to see, where setup ends up. If Bobby is first player, I think that means we're going to see the engineer
Yep, there it is
go
in
on
the
the board
top left.
first. Yep, there it is. Still not. Yep.
Five.
Okay. It is top down. The engineer goes top left. AP5 is going bottom right. Um, this looks a lot like the setup that Vince used in the first game against that we streamed against Rick. With AP5 is going to kind of trail along, coordinating behind the rest of the list. Zeta comes on the board at the far side. In comes Avenger. And then we should see Bodie and
Nice.
Horton come on.
Oh yeah, it looks like Backdraft got
Oh yeah,
placed
Backdraft
already.
should come on. Yep.
No, Backdraft shouldn't get. Oh wait,
Yeah,
no,
he's a
Bobby
4.
was first player. Yeah,
Yep.
four.
Um, but last on the board
Those
will be
ships
Jan
are
Ors at 5.
those ships are a little too far forward. There
I'm
we go.
yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine.
No one will
So
know.
so Tommy, what do you predict from this matchup?
I was looking at this Rebel list. I expect them to stay together. Like you said, AP5 just kind of straggles behind. I assume you want Horton taking his proton torpedo shot into whatever is available. Coordinated with a focus and a target lock. And then Bodhi was probably gonna, Bodhi and Jan will probably try and match speed so that Bodhi gets that 4 for attack die as frequently as possible.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that Bobby's going to just come flying down the table with Backdraft and the Zeta.
Do we know how much whiskeys he's had? Because that might factor into it.
It's a Monday night, man. It can't be that much.
Yeah, but he's still sheltered in place.
Fair.
And for anyone that hasn't heard, the Bay Area is sheltering in place through May. So
Yep. So it's a good
anybody
thing I.
else outside the area, you might be hearing similar news.
So it's a good thing I'm going to just keep streaming X-Wing and maybe some other games too.
Whatever keeps us sane.
Right.
Although at this point, I don't know if sane is the right word for
Sane,
my.
yeah. I don't think sane is the right word. Um, all right, so I'm not sure if Bob or Vince will put his dials on the board. He tends to keep them off to the side, but we should be able to
Yeah,
tell. Go ahead.
yeah, I can see them.
Oh, there
So
we go.
I
He,
have
he
extra.
did move them up,
There you go.
so
Yeah, I've got extra real estate, so I can see off to the side.
perfect. All right, all the dials are down. I would expect Bobby's, backdraft in the Zeta to do 2 hards away to hide behind the rocks. And
Yep.
oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I expect the 2 silencers to go fast down the side,
Yep.
and then the 2 TIE fighters to run away.
Yeah, and I would expect Vince to expect those guys to bail out here and probably at least bank, if not turn hard, with Horton and Jan. So there's a coordinated focus to Jan to feed up the Moldy Crow. No surprise there. There is expected is the Zeta doing a turn. And as you said, Tommy, here come the 3 shield 3 hull silencers.
That was a little slower than I expected, but that does give him an avenue to go to. Oh no, he's boosting. Okay, never mind.
Interesting. Yeah, because I saw what you saw there. It looked like maybe he could, go in between those rocks, but he doesn't know at this point what Bodhi and Horton and Jan are going to do. So I think I like the boost the other direction. It gives him more options.
Oh, the ties did 1 hards.
Yeah, because that's interesting.
Too close to the rock.
Yeah, maybe, or he just wanted to be, give himself more space. And okay, so Horton did just go the good old Rebel 1 forward, but we're going to have some boosts to give Vince the flexibility from next turn on. Looks like Bodhi hard stopped, and I'd expect probably Jan Ors to just do that 1 forward too.
Why did Horton take a stress?
Oh, interesting. Jan Ors did a 0 stop. Why did Horton do what?
Why does Horton have a stress?
He barrel rolled.
Ah.
Yep. All right. So that's the end of the round. Nobody is updating the shield token, so I will do that.
Got it.
We're on round 2.
Ooh. Yeah.
And now, of course, Vince is going to have to think about moves that are blue, which really is toughest for that Hawk, really. I mean, he's kind of locked in if he wants to stay blue here with a 1 bank.
The Y-Wing's not much better.
Yeah, but the Y-Wing, I agree, but the Y-Wing's kind of in a spot where a 1 bank is not a terrible move and keeps him kind of going forward. Unfortunately for Jan, Jan, I guess, could do a straight maneuver and maybe look to flank. He does have the turret.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Vince, you can do what we thought the silencers would do, right? And just flank that rock.
Yep.
With 2 lanes and then come in that way.
Yep. Which is something he tried to do, in a couple of other games, is he did try to keep Jan Ors sort of along the side and harder to target, and it unfortunately didn't work out for him on Darth Vader's shot against Rick. So we almost have dials down. We're just waiting on Avenger. And I'm not sure given that, Vince does have some flexibility here to just too hard with Jan and clear that stress next turn, I'm not sure I would want to be too aggressive with those silencers. So if you're Bobby, Tommy, what are you looking to do here?
Probably a 3 hard with a Avenger just to line him up. It doesn't take him too close to the fight, and he can barrel roll back if he needs to. Maybe the engineer does a 1 or 2 straight so that they're, or 2 bank, sorry, so that they're in relative position to take shots, or take shots on the same target. The 2 TIE fighters, the FO and the Special Forces, I think with that 1 hard, he's kind of put the Zeta in a bad spot where I think the only thing those 2 things, if they want to stay in rough formation, is 2 bank or 3 bank.
Yeah, I think Backdraft may have to 2 bank and then barrel roll to give the Zeta the space too.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at it, I don't expect Vince to go very fast. So I would assume he has 1 more turn to
at
sort
least
things out.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So here we have the engineer did just do a 1 hard and then barrel roll to maintain space and keep his options open, which makes me think that Avenger's not going to go very fast either.
Yeah.
AP5 just does the Rebel 1 forward to victory. Go ahead.
Yeah, that makes me think Avenger's just doing a 1 hard, and he's going to do the same thing, barrel roll backwards. But
Well,
it's
you don't want
Bobby, so
to.
what do I know?
I mean, you don't want Avenger in front of the Engineer, so I would not be shocked to see Avenger maybe even do like a two forward and bank, maybe to threaten multiple lanes here, like a bank, two forward and a bank boost, or even a two forward and then a barrel roll to the right. So Avenger's kind of threatening, around the rock, and the Engineer's threatening between the rocks. Zeta only does a two forward, so not worried about the hard turn this turn with that. I wonder if Backdraft is just going to bump. Nope. He's thinking about barrel rolls.
So I don't know if stalling the engagement benefits Bobby in this case.
Well, I mean, you want to make Vince commit to a lane, right? Vince is going to have to kind of crawl forward whether he wants to or not, or pop Leia early. Um, so he wants Vince to come around that. You've got this line of rocks right on the right hand side that Horton's staring at. If you're Bobby, you do want either to break up that formation and have Jan a little bit further away, uh, or have them all sort of pick a lane, or even come after Avenger, right? Because then your victory condition is you've got to be getting damage on Vince's ships, where Vince's ships are not necessarily getting shots back at you, because Vince,
Yeah.
the rebels just have so much health, and honestly, with Jan and Bodhi and a proton torpedo, a lot of dice. So here he now has Bodhi and Horton at least coming on one side of the rock, right? And Jan is pretty far over there. So what I like about this, if I'm for Bobby, is that Vince has to pick. Is he gonna go turn a bit towards Avenger? Because Avenger's currently threatening to get around beside Bodhi, right? Or does he just one forward next time? Uh, so that he can have options against the two Backdraft and the Zeta. And that's not a decision you want to have to make, I think, if you're Vince, right? This is sort of the place where Rick kind of outmaneuvered Vince to an extent, which that's Imperial and FO ships. That's what they're supposed to do, right? They're supposed to make the rebels have to commit. So,
Was that a boost from Jan? Is that why she
yep,
stressed?
yeah, that was a one forward boost. So two forward, one forward. So it feels to me like he wanted to make sure when he starts to do his turn that he's kind of in between those two rocks. So I like the boost there. Of course, if he does have to do a hard turn, he will be still stressed. I'd probably expect now that he does a one bank and then another boost to get the sort of that same angle out of it next turn. So that should be the end of the round. So one of us can.
Yeah, that makes it 3, right?
Yep. And Vince is making his decisions pretty quick here.
My guess is lots of bank.
Yeah, actually, it's a good question. What do you do with Bodhi and Horton now, right? Because I think you can afford to, because of how far away the ties are. I think you can afford to make a bank towards Avenger and make sure your guns are on him. That does leave Jan isolated a little bit, but I don't. Those ties aren't going to get close enough to get a shot this turn for sure. So
For
I think
sure,
I do a
yeah.
one bank with Bodhi, a two bank with Horton, probably a three bank with AP5 if I'm Vince, and a two. You could do the one bank boost. You're going to end up stressed one way or the other, so you could also just do a two hard. Um, and then for Bobby, if you predict that Vince is going to do those banks, then that does give the engineer a chance to kind of three bank boost potentially into a shot on Horton. And then Avenger will have a shot on whoever he wants to fire at. But
And if Avenger does something like a 5 straight and a boost, I think that might, yeah. that might still be in range for Bodhi.
Yeah, I think in that case though, you know, focus boost and rely on the 2 hard next turn is not terrible.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be at
Or
range
or
3.
or if he's kind of still slow playing, just the one hard turn for Avenger, just to stay
Right.
on the outskirts of range 3.
Yeah, I
But that
think.
mean
Well, here
but
we go.
that means you're probably yep.
Yeah. So 2 bank, not a 3 bank for the engineer. I think you probably go ahead and boost. You could probably 1 forward boost and be okay here. You could also get an angle sort of by doing the bank boost.
Yeah, but I don't think the bank boost puts you in a very good spot for the following turns.
Well, it does give you. I think it gives you 2 hard into the fight. So I wouldn't hate that. He's definitely going to boost. No, or barrel roll.
Oh, barrel
Oh, he's
roll.
barrel rolling away. Okay. So probably no shot for the engineer this turn. And of course, that does mean he's going to have to do a 3 or 4 forward or a 2, well, or a 5 forward to clear that stress.
You could do a 1 forward, and I think that puts him still behind the rock.
I tell you about the engineer.
Yeah, the engineer.
They don't have a 1 forward.
Oh, they don't. That's
Nope.
right. Okay, three forward. Three. Nope. I don't like where it is.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the one hard.
So AP5
Barrel up.
went pretty slow, coordinated a focus to Bodhi. Yeah, and as you say, I would bet that Avenger probably barrel rolls left and back here, given how conservative the play with the engineer was.
And the ZSP did a hard 3 to
Yep.
turn down the center.
Yep. Yep. There's
Oh, he
okay.
barrel rolled forward.
Yeah, but still left.
Yep.
Yep.
I thought he might have done back because I think if he goes back, it opens up the 2 hard for next.
Yeah. Um, it looks to me like if he did a straight maneuver here, he gets past that rock though, and all of the straights are blue, so that gives him that option at least. Kind of locks
Yeah,
him
but
into
I think
that option.
yeah, locks him into a direction.
Yeah. He could run away. 2 hard to left.
Or you do that.
Wait. Okay. I mean, I still don't think a 2 hard gets him past the rock.
No, but he might be reforming up with ZSP and backdraft next turn.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like what happened there is he panicked at where Avenger was and was like, well, I guess I don't have really any choice but to do this. And again, he'd even be in a better position, if he'd barrel rolled back, like you say, right?
Yeah.
Then he maybe even the 2 hard turn gets through. The problem for him is that, Bodhi can obviously just stop and turn if he really wants to here. So, it doesn't really hurt Bodhi to be where Bodhi is.
No, I mean this is probably a good time. The next turn is probably a good turn for Leia.
Ooh, and Horton's gonna be able to fire a Protorp now at Avenger. Well, if he's got arc, which I'm not 100% sure of, but he did have range. There's the bank. I'd expect a boost.
It does look like it is an arc, but
Yeah.
Castle has lied to me before.
Maybe not a boost. Maybe he doesn't want his dial to be constrained next turn.
Yeah, either that or he's because you kind of don't want to be stuck in that position, but it's not that bad a position if he bank boosts.
Yeah, I think that's what I was thinking is. I mean, it's kind of the same is it too hard, basically, if he does. Okay, looks like he chose not to
Yeah,
boost,
he
so
just
he is just
stopped.
going to
Yeah.
keep his dial open. Because he definitely doesn't want to be stressed if he's going to be giving extra dice to anybody. But I feel like he could have gotten closer to do that with a little bit more maneuvering. We are on turn 4. If you want to update the shield. Okay, Tommy, if you're Bobby, how do you unfuck yourself here?
Let's see. Let me take a look at these rebel dials. It's been a while since I've flown
Because I think the
wide
Zeta,
user.
the Zeta and Backdraft, I think they just do 2 forward barrel rolls. Personally,
Yeah, I think what's going to happen is Vince is going to pop Leia,
mhm.
Bodhi's going to turn, and Horton's going to do probably. I think a 3 hard fits
Yeah,
pretty
3
well.
hard is red, so that would make sense.
All right, and then Jan is in a really weird spot.
Yeah, the problem for Bobby is, the engineer being stressed here can't really get in there to block Horton on that 3 hard if that's what he does.
No, it's Vince wants to joust, but
Yep.
apparently Bobby declining.
Okay, so I guess okay, so 5 forward kind of predicted he'd do a fast forward maneuver. I'd bet he barrel rolls to try to get in on Horton here. He could also boost towards Jan and just, decide he's yep,
I,
yep,
yeah, I would probably boost toward Jan because I don't want to take that 4 or 5 die
yeah.
shot from Bodhi.
Yeah, and also, this does threaten Jan pretty well, which now I suspect the ZSP at least is going to do a 3 bank and get in there as well. Backdraft, I'm less
Yeah,
sure what he's going to do.
that would make a lot of sense with ZSP and backtrap following behind.
I mean, the Zeta could do 5 forward, um, and then figure out what he's going to do, I suppose, which probably gives him more flexibility for moves next turn. But
I, I don't I don't know
oh,
how loudly you could yell "Joust me, you coward!" and have it work.
um, I
Fastest the
don't. Do we
fastest
know if
AP5's ever moved.
do we know if Leia got popped?
No charges, no charges
Okay,
flipped. So
so he did pop Leia.
if no, he has not. They're
Oh,
still on
okay,
there.
okay,
They have not been flipped over. Either
interesting.
that or he did not flip them. So we'll
Well,
find out.
I guess we'll find out. There's a 2 bank for the Zeta. That's a little slower than I think he probably wanted to go there. But that does mean probably Backdraft is doing a 2 bank as well.
There's no play. Yeah, he just takes focus. There's no
And
no place
Avenger's
for him
just
to
like,
go.
no thank you.
There's a 4.
So no real surprise there.
Yeah, and that does put a rock in between him and.
Yep. Which and I don't think okay, and
Oh,
he's just trying to
no,
get
that's
out
fine.
of yeah,
Yeah, he's
he
just trying to
doesn't
get out of
want
arc.
that protorp shot at all. Now notice he didn't take a focus and he's not stressed here. So that does leave the 2 hard open next turn. Okay. And Bodhi,
Yep.
yeah,
So
so
Bodhi.
Leia not active, obviously. Bodhi did a 2 hard. Now, normally you'd be like, oh crap, I hate this positioning for Bodhi. But Vince doesn't care because next turn Bodhi's going to hard stop and turn.
Yep.
And I think Horton has arc in
Uh,
range on Avenger
I
with that
think Horton
move.
does. Yeah, it's close.
Okay, if you're Jan, what do you do here?
What he just did, target lock.
Oh, he did target lock. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Jan's going to get the first shot here. AP5 is going to follow up at some point with Pew
And
Pew 2
you'll
dice.
you'll probably get the extra red dice from Jan.
Yeah, that would be the right play, probably. So this would be Jan firing at, I'd imagine, the
Yep.
Cyanar, the engineer.
I see hit. Yep. Hit focus.
Oh.
Oh,
Oof.
well, the good news is he didn't spend the focus. I'm not sure why.
No, he did.
He had. Oh, he did. Okay,
Yep.
it took a while. Okay, he rolled too early.
All right. So that's a
In
pretty
the
brutal
hole.
opener there.
Yep.
So that is half points on the Sinar Jameis engineer. And 26 points for Vince. Looked like no shot for
Back.
backdraft.
Nope. Did not go quite. Did not quite go. Did not go quite fast enough.
Yep. No shots for Bodie, it looked like. I think Avengers just out. Nope.
No, he's obstructed though.
Oof. Range 3 obstructed with no focus.
No focus. Yeah.
Say hello to your little 4 dice. I mean, I guess 4 versus 5 anyway. All right, here we go. That's a great
Oof.
roll to open for Bobby. Let's see if, as Vince says, Vassal hates rerolls or not.
Even if he rolls average.
Hmm.
Yep, it's 3 hits.
Yep. So good chance that Avenger's going to lose a shield or 2 here. But no chance that he gets into hull. That's a great roll for Avenger. Only takes 1
Too bad he
shield.
didn't take.
Wait, shouldn't he
Too
roll
bad he
5
didn't take
dice? Oh, no, no,
the.
no. Right. Proton
Proton.
torpedo.
No.
Yep.
Torpedo. No range bonus.
No range bonus. Never mind. Wait. Why did Bobby... Oh, never mind. Never mind.
Nothing to see here. Moving on. I don't know if I like Avenger not taking a focus there because I think they're pretty
Yeah.
hard fits.
Yeah. All right. So here's the Zeta on Jan. You might as
Spend the
well spend that
focus.
focus. Jan's going to have
Love it.
4 dice
Ah.
here. And that'll be a shield. Plink. Now, if you are Jan, you know, are you going to go ahead and take the stress here and add that die to AP5?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't think Jan can move anywhere even with unless he plans to stop,
Right.
right? And he still has a focus that Jan can
Ooh.
hold on to.
Looks like we're into half points on Jan here.
Ooh.
All right. So I think if you're Bobby, you take that trade. A generic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess AP5 is still going to fire, so it could be worse. Okay, he is taking the stress. AP5 will roll 3 with a calculate. Average roll. Spends the calc. Oof.
Oh.
So the Avenger leaves this matchup with 1 hull. But still,
So
go ahead. You were going to say something.
it's probably. I mean, it's if he can get rid of Jan the next turn,
Yep.
it's probably a good call. Now, if I'm Vince, do I roll a blue maneuver or do I pop Leia and just kind of sit behind that rock?
Well, if you pop Leia, you still can't do an action if you're talking about as Jan, right?
Yeah, but I mean, who's gonna be able to shoot Jen and if they are, it's probably most likely through a rock.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair. I mean, I think.
I mean, the
Man.
one straight is probably fine as well, but if
Yeah.
Bobby does something dumb with the engineer, like
Like a 2 forward.
a 2 forward, No, the two forward, then Jank can just do like hop over with another
Yeah.
two forward.
Yeah. I think honestly, if I'm Bobby, I go ahead and like three forward the engineer to get in around behind later. Like just take the damage you've taken and hop out for a turn. Um, because here's the thing, right? So if Bodhi wants to do anything this coming turn, he's just going to stay where he is. And I think, with creative use of ones and twos here, basically, uh, you can manage. Bobby could manage his ships. By the way, I'm hearing myself through your mic again. Um, I think.
No, my headset did weird things and I had to reset it. So
Gotcha. Um, I think that Bobby has maneuvers available to him that will keep Bodhi from taking a shot this turn. And I don't see Jan getting a shot this turn really either. Um, you know, unless he goes somewhere where he can get an action and turns his turret. So, um, I essentially I think if I'm Bobby, I one hard the Zeta and barrel roll. I one bank backdraft. I one hard Avenger, and put a lot of guns on Horton this turn.
you go faster with the Zeta just to get him further in, like a 3 hard.
I don't think there's anything you can do with the Zeta that is going to actually like get in the way. And if the faster the Zeta goes, the more likely you're going to take a primary shot from Jan, which you don't want to do. And granted, it's only 26 points, but I think I only worry about getting the Zeta in there if I think that I could, get in Jan's way. Now, I mean, I guess you could do a 3-bank barrel roll into Jan's way with that. If you've got, no, you can't because yeah, you could do that because the engineer will be gone. So you could do that. You could definitely do a 3-bank and barrel roll and hope that Jan doesn't go super fast. So there's a 2-bank from the engineer, who is still target locked by Jan, so you really don't want to take that side gun shot either.
No.
He's taking the focus.
Boost and try and get around the rock?
Yeah, I think so. Yep. Yeah, if do we know if Leia got popped this turn?
Leia's charges are still full.
Okay. Okay, AP5 with the 2 forward.
I forgot the Sheath and Pete shuttles have a rear arc.
Yeah, they also have a backup move, so you got to watch out for those. All right. Coordinated Bodhi of focus for his hard stop turn. Man, that is...
There's the 2-bank?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can say that.
I think I would have liked a faster move from the or a slower move from the Zeta, but here we are. I'm not sure I like Avengers positioning either. I like the speed, but
He's probably expecting Jan to move forward.
it looks like he's going to target lock Jan as well.
Yeah, my guess is if he target locks Jan, that might convince her not to shoot. Okay.
He target locked Horton, expecting Horton to maybe do a bank. I mean, that's probably what he is going to do, of course, but... I'm not sure I turn Bodhi, to be honest. Oh, that's a faster bank than I expected. So that doesn't look like... Backdraft may not have arc there, I'm not sure.
Does not look like it.
Yeah.
Do Y-Wings have a reload? Yes, they do. And it's red.
Yeah. Horton renews his target lock. Bodhi two-hearted. Misses the rock. I like that move. And now you just target lock backdraft, I think.
Yeah. I was expecting Avenger to target lock Jan. That way, if she goes too far forward,
Yeah.
if she's tempted to shoot the engineer and the engineer pops, the Avenger gets a focus.
All right, there's the
Oh,
target lock from Bodhi on backdraft.
makes
That looks
sense.
like
And
it's probably
Avenger,
range 2 in arc, though. Yeah, Janors did 3 forward, so he's just going to turn his turret probably towards the Zeta or backdraft. I think you...
no, I think you have to take a focus.
You think so? Nope, there he goes.
No, he's probably going to shoot backdraft, I would think.
I mean, Jan can link...
Or actually, Avenger. Oh,
Looks like he did the white
yes.
turn rather than doing a focus linked to it. So, yeah, because of course he wants to be able to give an extra die.
Yeah.
All right, so
Oh,
Jan's got a... You're saying
yeah.
something, Tommy?
No, I was just trying to figure out why he was using the.
Oof! Just roll natties.
Oh, that crit goes through.
No, backdraft has 3 shields.
Oh, I'm looking at Avenger. That's right.
No, he fired a backdraft. So that's 2 shields off of backdraft. Now the 4s will fire on Bobby's side.
Okay, backdraft going back into Jan.
Yeah, that's probably the right call. If you can get...
Oh,
Just...
go ahead,
That's
Ben.
it. That's dead Jan.
That's a
Jan
very
will
good
not get
Jan.
to use her ability. Oh, no, she will. She'll stay on the board.
Well, he stays on the board until Bodhi and
Yep.
Horton fire.
Yep. Wow. All right, so Jan will be dead. Hell of a shot. All right, Bodhi's getting his shot. Range 2,
Oh,
so...
just out of range 1.
Yep. Use the... I don't know how many times I have to tell people to use Control-Shift-F. So I think you clearly follow up with another shot on backdraft here.
I would.
So 4 versus 2. Yep.
Yep.
You've got the target lock. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Oof,
Who
and
needs
you
it?
don't even need it.
Bend the focus.
Yep. Still, that's
Still
going to
takes a
be...
crit.
That's going to be a crit through and half points on backdraft.
Blue stabilizer. It's fine.
Everything's fine here. So he's going to have to go straight next turn, is what you're telling me?
Yep.
Which is...
He was probably going straight anyway.
Yeah, he's fine. That's backdraft. Yep. He'll move before Bodhi. I mean, Bodhi's probably going to just stay where he is anyway. So... now the real question is, if you are Vince, do you just use, Horton's range 1 shot to try to kill backdraft? Or do you...
You have no mods.
Oh, Vince is saying screw it. He is.
Okay. He is. Oh, that's right. He has the
No, they're not at range 1, are they? Or is...
while you perform an attack, you may reroll 1 attack die for each other friendly ship at range 0, 1. That should be only 1, right?
Yeah, I think it's only 1. But he did focus into focus. That's going to save backdraft, though he will take a crit.
No. We don't know if it does.
Well, true. Could be direct hit. What do we got? Blinded Pilot. Backdraft lives.
Yeah.
Because Horton doesn't count for himself, right?
Correct. It's any
Yeah.
other friendly.
Yeah. So it would have just
It would be
been
only one.
Jan at range 1. So, yeah.
The
All
ghost of Jan.
right. So the Zeta is going to fire on AP5. It's his only shot. It's range 2, so we're going to get a 2 versus 2 shot here. Now, of course, AP5 could finish off Backdraft here. Spend the focus, because why not?
Bet.
And AP5 Natty's out of it.
AP's fine.
Yep. And yes, as we guessed, AP5 is going to try to finish off Backdraft. He's going to roll double natty hits. Oh, just one. All right, so...
One ain't bad.
But not enough defensive paint, or the right kind of paint. And Backdraft is gone. Okay, so our score is 83 to 59. I think that was that turn 4 or turn 5?
I believe I didn't increment the last turn.
Okay.
5. So this upcoming one should.
Yeah. All right. So we are back to dials and halfway through the game, and carnage has ensued. Now, I think Vince is, in some sense, in control here. In many senses, in control. He's still got Leia. Horton and Bodhi are both at full health. The engineer is sitting on one hull, and Avengers lost a shield, so probably a fairly rough go here.
It's a lot of beef. Yeah, it's a lot of beef to chew through with what Bobby has left.
Yeah. Now the good thing for Bobby to an extent is Horton doesn't really have a good move here. He's going to probably 4K. He's going to probably pop. Here's what I suspect. So he's going to pop Leia. Horton's going to 4K. Bodhi's going to stand still and doesn't even have to turn. AP5 is going to go beep, 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 and back up. That's my prediction. So if you're Bobby, how do you beat that?
You might have to sacrifice the engineer to block AP5 from coordinating somebody.
Actually, that is a fair point. I'm not sure AP5 can back up and coordinate Bodhi. Might be out of range.
He could back up the other direction, which should be still range 2.
I mean, his backup is just one straight. Right?
Is it?
So...
It is. I'm reading the dial wrong.
Yeah.
So maybe he just turns in.
Bobby just put... So the casters are asking us what our response in the booth was, but unfortunately, I don't think it was as excited as Vince is hoping it was.
Yeah. And did Avenger take an action for Backdraft dying?
He says he did, but I don't know what it was. Oh, he's barrel rolling. Interesting.
Well, if he does a 1 hard and he does another barrel roll, he blocks the 4K.
Yeah. Kind of like that. It means that Vince has to think really hard about what he's going to do here. Of course, if he does do that, then all Vince has to do is kind of 1 forward.
Yeah, and take a pot shot on...
Yeah.
Avenger.
And you could send it. You don't really even have to pop Leia here if you don't want to. You could just go all in on an Avenger. Okay,
I
Leia is
mean, both.
popped.
Okay. Oh, the 2. Not what I expected, but okay. The 2 hard turns a little bit faster than what I would
Looks like
think.
he's gonna boost to keep his stress and get a gun on Bodhi if Bodhi stands still. And I think he's out
Defensively.
of arc on Bodhi, so Bodhi might have to turn to get a shot on the Sienar. Of course, AP5 could, butt shot him to death, but we'll see. Interesting. So
Yeah.
AP5 turns away.
I'm kind of curious what the Zeta was going to do. I was thinking a sloop or
Yeah,
4K.
he put a sloop on the board open accidentally for a moment.
And he. Oh. Yeah, that's
So
not
I'm guessing Vince saw that.
good.
And that's unfortunate. No soup for you.
There's the 1.
Yep.
And since he popped Leia, you definitely barrel roll.
Yeah, I think so. Though again, I think if Vince called this, then
He just does a
it's
one
just a
straight.
one forward. Yep.
Oh no, he 4K'd.
Yeah. I'm actually. I mean, Bobby clearly didn't do the barrel roll. Um, so that's just a range one, primary, which is not the worst thing that can happen. With Horton firing at you. Hard stop from Bodhi.
Hurts off. Yep, that was
And I don't.
expected.
I don't even think you turn because I think you want the shot on Avenger.
Yeah, you just let the Signer engineer live for another turn.
Yep. Also, this way you don't have to close the wings if you don't turn, which means you're defending with more dice.
Uh, Discord just dropped me, so I'm rejoining.
Oh, you're fine. I can hear you.
So if the U-wing turns, it loses a green defense die, right?
Correct. So he didn't. What would have been especially brilliant with that barrel roll is it makes it really hard for the Y-wing to not
Turn around again. Yeah,
hit that rock next turn. So it looks like he just really wanted to get off the
the plasma
the
torpedo.
plasma torp. Uh, oh, brutal.
That's not a good roll.
No, he does have the
Turns a
target
lock.
lock. So we're going to test Vince's theory that Vassal hates rerolls. Not great.
Not great.
Not great.
But he gets to save the focus for defense.
Fair.
2 damage. Oh no, he had a focus. No
Yep, he
damage.
did. So, I think in that case you don't mind getting Bodhi
Oh,
to spend that. Hold on, I'm going to do this the right way. He does have Avenger
no,
at
he's got
range one.
Avenger.
All right, here's
So in
Horton's shot.
hindsight, that barrel. Oh, lots of
Yikes.
focuses.
Yep. Well,
That's
another
not
good
bad.
roll for Bobby there. Keeps the focus for the next shot. Only loses a shield. Avenger is staying alive on dice. Ouch.
Too bad he's not dealing any damage
And
yet.
here's Bodhi's shot. And he's going to take the crit. That's half points on Avenger.
Fuel leak. Oh, that's not one you want.
And it is 116 to 59 now. And average roll, spend the focus for 2. And Bodhi will take 2 shields here.
All right, so
Is that
still
really
not great.
range? Was that really range 2?
I didn't see the check. Yes, it was. So yeah, I think if I were me, I would have aired against the 4K there, but
Right.
Bobby did not. That would have saved him at least. That would have saved him one shot.
Yep. Actually, I would have saved them both because there's no way Bodhi hits him there unless he turns, and you'll take
Oh,
that
that's true.
because
Yeah.
then the SI the engineer is just gonna put an extra damage through, you know. Oh, he had Avenger fire first. Oh, right. Avenger's not a 4.
Well, I don't think it really changed anything. Well, Bodhi, yeah, Bodhi spent the focus, so
Yeah. Well, we could run it back.
no, it didn't matter because he rolled hit, crit, hit.
True. But he could have stripped the focus from Avenger earlier. Yeah. No, because he used the focus on defense anyway because he didn't have the ability to
Yeah,
use it
he
on
used it
off.
on
Yeah.
defense.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, so Bobby's in for a really uphill climb here.
Yep.
I mean, guess it's good that the that Avenger isn't stressed, so he can just one hard here. And does that get? No, I don't think that gets in the way of any of the one maneuvers for Horton.
Yeah. Maybe if Horton did a 1 bank, but I think Horton probably does a 1 forward.
Yeah, I don't like this positioning for Avenger because he's gonna be taking too many shots, even this coming turn.
Yeah,
Did
this
someone
is
decommit
a
the
real
shift?
uphill, battle for sure. He's basically got to find a way to not take any more shots from Horton or Bodhi while also taking Bodhi off the board. I mean, the problem for Bobby is that, Vince now can just initiative kill him,
Yep.
with backdraft off the board. Um, and this shows, the strength of this list that, we saw, and it just, he's gotten kind of unlucky in other fights. I think in a lot of cases he's ended up, aside from Jan, has ended up getting, matched up against higher initiative ships and like Vader, and that doesn't end well for a lot of a lot of lists. So we're on to round 7. Each side still has 3 ships on the board, but most of them are on fire on Bobby's side.
Hey, the ZSP is fine. It's not doing anything, but it's fine.
Yeah. All right, so Sinar Janus is going to do a 2 bank or 2 turn. Probably can't
Barrel roll
fit any
focus
kind of
or focus barrel
boost.
roll.
Yeah, that would be my guess. But if you barrel roll and Bodhi stopped again, you're just gonna get wrecked. Because I would bet AP5. Well, I guess a backup doesn't make sense for AP5 here. I guess we'll see what happens. You know,
Yeah.
Vince has managed his ships well enough this game that he hasn't really had to rely on the hard stop for Bodhi. So I guess we'll see.
I think that doesn't block a bank.
It will block a 1 bank.
Yeah, AP5's not anything right. He's just slow rolling away.
Well, he can
He's
coordinate
probably,
Horton now.
yeah.
Probably. That would be my guess. Is that would be his goal, is to make sure that
He
Horton
can't, yeah,
has a focus. Yeah,
that's in.
he's got range 2. There's the focus.
No, the other consideration that I just thought of was to barrel roll Horton, and Horton does
Hmm.
a blue maneuver to clear the stress.
Yeah, he could have barrel rolled Horton kind of behind Avenger, probably, though it's tight.
Or up toward the top of the board, and then do a 1 bank back.
Yeah, I would be worried Avenger's going to 3 Talon. Oh, yep, and there it is. Boy, did I call that. So I wouldn't want to have necessarily been there. Though you could probably initiative kill Avenger at this point with Bobby's dice luck. There's the 1 bank I thought Horton would do. Now Horton just switches his target lock to the engineer, and the engineer gets clubbed like a baby harp seal.
There's a stop.
Yep. Yeah, that hard stop, Vince has managed to not have to use it so far, but it is one of his favorite things. So, generally speaking, if there isn't a clearly better move than a hard stop for Bodhi, he's going to just do it. So this...
And unless that's 3 hits, so no, that's not enough.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah. So I'd imagine that was Horton and Horton's Pro Torp, which leaves Bodhi with a shot still on the Zeta. Well, I guess they both have a shot on the Zeta, so it's hard to say. But he wouldn't be able to use the Pro Torp on the Zeta with Horton, so I think it would make more sense for...
Oh, that was Bodhi.
Was it Bodhi?
Yeah, because Vince's comment is saying Bodhi's actually contributing. So there's Avengers free action. He boosts in.
Yeah, he'll have a shot on AP5. Wait, isn't he stressed?
Doesn't matter. His ability lets him do it even if he's stressed.
Okay, cool. Cool. So Horton does have a range 2 primary shot on the ZSP. He'll get a reroll because AP5 is at range 1. And you don't have to, just spend the focus. You're not taking a shot. And the Zeta's gonna lose its shield.
At the very least. Yep, he's not spending the focus.
Yeah, he's probably worried about that
Oh wait,
3-die shot from AP5.
why are there two cards out on the board?
I don't know. But that's half points on the Zeta.
Yep. And I think every game Bobby's played, he forgets that the Zeta has a shield.
Well, he's used to playing, Imperials,
Regular
not
TIE
FO.
fighters.
So.
Yeah. I mean, who needs shields anyway?
Yes, you are in danger, Bobby. You are in danger. All right, range 3 on AP5, so this will be 3 versus 3. Not what Bobby was hoping for.
Not great.
And AP5.
That's
That's too many dice.
that's too many dice. That's better.
Let's secret deck swing, everybody. Just roll natties.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, but do you spend the focus? Oh, yep, Bobby's like choosing violence. Oh, half points on AP5. Bobby gonna get
Man,
some points here.
if only one of those hits went through. Oh well. Oh no, wait. Keep
What?
the Pete's are 5 total. I keep thinking they're only 4.
Hmm? Average roll for AP5 will not destroy the Zeta this turn.
And he's
And in
fine.
fact, Natty's out of it. All right, so we're heading to turn 8. We're 2/3 of the way through the game. And clearly, this is the beginning of Bobby's big comeback. AP5 is at half points.
If you say so, Ben.
Leia's what? Now got 2 charges back, not the third?
That's what I see.
Okay, that makes sense. So here's the thing. Okay, sorry, I missed. Let's see. The engineer's gone. So the score right now is 154 to 79. So all Bobby has to do is basically kill everything.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine. That's totally fine. Now his problem here is Avenger does have to go before Horton moves. So I don't think a too hard clears Horton. And of course,
and he doesn't want to beat because AP5 is going to loop around as well.
yeah.
Trying to block him.
AP5 is so if I'm honestly if I am Vince here, AP5 2 hards coordinates a target lock for Horton onto Avenger, and then you just 4K Horton and 1 bank Bodhi that way.
Or you coordinate the focus, and if AP5 and Bodhi are close enough, you get your rerolls anyway.
True. I don't think they will be though, but we'll see.
But you probably want the proton torpedo. I take that back. He still has 1 charge. Coordinate the lock.
Yeah, coordinate the lock. Go with more dice, more violence. Always choose violence. And then I think you just probably too hard the Zeta as well if you're Bobby. I don't really know what to do with Avenger. 1 crit kills him because of the fuel leak.
Go fast.
I mean, you could. I'd be worried about hitting the rock, that little outcropping, though.
5 straight.
It's, yeah, but, well, no.
I don't know. I don't know.
Stop it.
Two bank. Boost
I mean, I was
roll to try and get out of.
I was thinking maybe a
guard?
2 bank. I'd be worried about the 2 bank ending up on that rock too, though.
2 bank toward the right side of the board.
Toward AP5?
Toward
You're just
AP5.
going to get cleaned up by Bodhi that way. I don't know. I mean, you could too hard that way. You might not hit the rock.
Then
You might hit the
AP5
rock,
pins
roll a
which would
crit,
be
and just explode
hilarious.
too. So there's the 2
There's
hard
the
we all
2
knew was
turn.
coming. Coordinates a focus, so Horton doesn't care about getting off a Protorp.
CSP target lock.
Yep. Nope, he's focusing because he's only got 2 health. He does not want to risk,
Correct. Yeah.
getting shot off the board by somebody else.
He did it too hard. That's.
Oh, Bobby.
Yeah, that's going to be a very disappointed Avenger.
Yep. In which case, you kind of do want the Zeta Squadron to get wrecked, but it's not going to happen.
Not happening.
There's the one bank.
One bank.
Yep. Avenger may not even get to fire, since now we all remember that he's a 3. Oh, there we go. He coordinated the target lock to Horton as an ultimate fuck you. Avenger is definitely not getting a shot off.
He flipped the other charge for the Proton Torp.
Yep. Yeah, he's declared the Torp in chat. Perfect roll. He changes the focuses one by one rather than use the focus button. Yeah. He did second crit.
Yep.
It's a must. All right, Avenger. It's been nice knowing you. And now Bodhi should still have a shot at the Zeta.
Yep. No mods, but Vince hasn't needed them this game anyway.
Yeah, that's true. True. Well, I mean, he did there. And here.
And here.
Now, if you're the Zeta, yeah, you want to natty evade this so you can punish AP5 and salvage some points. So we're going to have 3 dice versus 2 from the Zeta, and I predict Bobby's going to roll blank, blank, blank.
Blank, blank, focus.
That's just as painful, I guess. Maybe more painful. All right, average roll. You have a chance. Spend the focus. Yeah.
Choose violence.
And that'll be a dead AP5 without shooting.
Now, if only there was anyone else around to help the ZSP come back from this.
Oh, the Zeta's got this. Are you kidding? Now, Leia's back next turn, right?
No, she's not. She blew up on AP5.
Oh, you're right. Never mind. For some reason, I thought she was on Bodhi, but you're absolutely right. So no more Leia. Not that it matters, because both Bodhi and Horton are stressed here. So I'd bet the Zeta does a 3 hard around that rock, and Bodhi can't hard stop, so he'll bump or go fast. And if you're not on the rock, yep, there's the 3 hard. Just focus. You may not have a shot on Horton, but just focus. Not like you can really do anything else.
One bump.
Yep. Now, if you're lucky, Horton will bump into Bodhi.
No,
but I think a 1 forward just barely fits.
No, it just clears, yeah.
Yep. Though the ZSP might have a shot if he lives. He's going to get a reroll for Bodhi on his 3-die primary.
Should definitely use it.
Blank into blank, so Vince is definitely going to be hating the reroll.
Need some natties.
as he says in chat. What do you think? Natty evades here?
Probably.
Wait. Oh, he's checking to see if he had had a shot on Horton.
Just
I mean, you have to spend the focus to live, right?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
He can take one hit.
Oh no, that's right.
No,
That's
he
right.
can.
Okay, so he keeps the focus for the attack. Oh, nice choice. Not half points, but gets into hull. I told you, man. The Zeta's gonna end this.
No, it's not. Bodhi's going to turn around, and it's going to be bad. It's going to be bad times for the First Order again.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to sloop with the Zeta because anything else, Bodhi can just turn to hit you anyway. So you might as well choose violence.
The sloop just clears, right?
Yeah, a 2 sloop clears for sure. To the left. I wouldn't want to try the right because I'm worried about that rock.
I blame Backdraft for this, for Bobby's misery, because Backdraft did nothing this game except blow up magnificently.
It's true. All right, he 4K'd instead. Horton's like, I'm out of here.
But I want my proton torpedo back.
Yeah, he. What a dick move. What a dick move. I mean, I understand, but. And we've got the hard stop.
Stop.
Bodhi's going to turn. If the Zeta survives the shot, he will have a chance to do some damage, but it doesn't matter. I think we're on turn 9, by the way. In the immortal words of somebody, end this hell.
Seriously, this will be like the fastest game we've had.
It's moved pretty fast, actually, yeah, and it has been 9 rounds. It's not like they've been, Oh my God!
Dear Lord. Okay,
Just roll. It doesn't save him, but yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
It kind of ends the game on the right note for Bobby.
He tried. All right, so yeah. I don't even really know what to say. Let's go let the players have their say. Let's do that.
98.
40, I think Horton's 40, or no,
Hey guys.
Bodhi's 48.
Hey!
I can tell you the score if you need it.
It's 290, 98?
98.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
I forgot
298.
to write
I wasn't sure about Bodhi. What an ending, huh?
Yeah. That was fun.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. I get a better draft pick for the next tournament.
Okay, so
And
did you
the truth
did you
comes
throw
out.
the game or are you just bad at X-wing, Bobby? No, I'm just kidding.
No, I was just bad at X-wing tonight.
Because it was clear you were trying to avoid the joust. So
And then I
And
committed
you
too hard in
initially
between
did
those rocks, and I didn't have a choice but the joust. It was like rut-row.
yeah,
And once I committed in, it was like, you know what? Screw it. Let's joust. Let's do this. I thought I got him into the rocks faster, and I didn't slow myself down enough coming back up the board. It was just too late at that point.
Yeah.
Because I got him into the rocks where I wanted him, or had him coming into the rocks where I wanted him. I just didn't get him there fast enough before I jumped in.
Right.
I think I needed one more turn before I turned in.
Well, I think we were talking about it as you were kind of in. It was like the second turn, and Avenger was pointing towards the bottom of the board. I think there was an opportunity there for you to go like 5 forward, barrel roll right.
And I debated it.
Yeah.
I really, really debated it, but I wasn't comfortable with that one, surprisingly.
Right.
I didn't feel comfortable putting Avenger that far out with all that open space for his list to be able to turn on me because he still had Leia active.
Right.
And it was just too much of a gamble because
But
if I put Avenger in a corner, he's dead.
The way I was thinking about it is Jan was so far away and having to kind of move slow that might have been your opportunity to break up his formation and bring, guys in from sort of, 2.5 different directions. But
yeah.
Then when you barrel rolled forward, that kind of put it where you couldn't too hard back around that rock, and then you boosted, and that kind of locked you into going around the long way. And I think Tommy and I both felt like that was probably the place where Avengers participation was
limited.
Yeah, limited. That's the way I would think about it.
Very limited.
Yeah.
I don't think I really had a lot of formation when we engaged. I think it was more he flew into the middle of everybody.
Right. No, and I think that's because what I liked about your opening engagement or your opening moves, Bobby, is you were kind of making it so that Vince did kind of have to spread out and hedge his bets because he didn't know what Avenger was going to do, what have you. But once you kind of regrouped behind the rocks, that allowed Vince to kind of bring the band together, and yeah.
Yeah, when he got the band back together, it was like, uh-oh.
I mean, you did get Jan off the board, but you hadn't done any damage to Horton or Bodhi at that point, and that was kind of a.
I traded half of Sinar for Jan, or for half of Jan, and then I lost backdraft for the rest of Jan.
Yeah.
That was that Sayonara taking half damage on the first shot was way bigger than I think will ever be remembered.
Well, and it forced me to take him out of the fight and try to bring him around.
But it also means that he basically doesn't, even if he comes in there, even if he comes back around, there's a chance he just doesn't contribute at all.
Yeah.
He just dies.
Draws a shot away, but I didn't get him back into the fight because he was so committed and stressed, so my turnaround options were not there.
Yeah, and I mean that's what ended up happening is he came in, he got one shot, and then Bodhi blew him away.
Yeah. Well, and I debated the target lock with Avenger when I did that Talon roll to the top of the board.
I don't know why. I don't know what that Talon roll is about, bro.
Hedging my bets on something else dying so I could bank in.
Okay.
And I thought I was going to get into a better position to be able to shoot at Horton.
It's funny because I called that Talon roll.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Even I wouldn't Talon roll there.
Well,
it put me in a good spot to come back in that you weren't going to expect.
Yeah. His problem there was that if he goes anywhere else, he's taking 2 shots.
Exactly.
So
I mean, I think he could have 5 straight. I thought he was going to 5 straight. I thought he had a good 5 straight into forcing a block on Bodhi.
I think if Backdraft had still been alive, he would have probably been happy to do something like that. But, bear in mind that at that point, the way I was thinking about it and the way I think, Bobby, you approached it was you've got to make sure Avenger doesn't take shots and put yourself in position to come back in. And that 3 talent roll made sense to me there with you down.
And I was kind of gambling on Sinar Jameis either bumping or dying, either way.
Right.
And whether he moved forward with Bodhi or he stopped, at least my options were open so that if the Sinar dies, I get that boost in. I was just hoping to get a little more turn out of it.
Right.
It was fun, though.
So it was fun to cast it, too. It was chaos. Sorry, I just talked over like 3 people. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I had to fly that differently than I normally do. Because the last 3 games I've played, somebody's just decided, you know what, fuck it, YOLO. And the last 2 out of 3 times it hasn't gone well for me. So this was nice to kind of stretch those. Hey, Y-Wings actually do have turn maneuver muscles.
Yeah. Y-Wings actually do things other than go straight 1 forward and 4K.
Yeah.
Although I think for the first time we can say that this was Bodhi's game.
Yeah, I mean, he rolled a lot of natties. We should get this log, actually, and make sure that we run it through luck.
This one went my way. This one went my way.
I think Backdraft was a little below average when he needed it just average to survive.
Yeah.
I think I'd have been down to 1 health, and I'd have been okay to get into a better spot and maybe continue on. But, AP5's downrange killer shot was just it.
2 dice or 2 dice.
True.
I'm surprised when Vince popped Leia, you didn't try and block that 4K from Horton.
And I looked at it because I was like, the one hard should put me close enough. And as I was looking at it, I'm like, I don't know how close this is. And I debated it, and then I didn't.
It felt like you just really wanted that plasma shot.
I think I still would have had the plasma shot, even with the barrel roll.
Oh,
but
I'm
I
not sure.
I don't know why.
I was not certain. I think if your goal was to get that plasma, you made the only decision you could.
Yeah.
And then my plasma was garbage. So,
if it were me, I would have banned. If I had a lock on Bodhi there, and you figured I was going to stop, which I did, I would have just boosted it and gone for the range 1. Like,
yeah,
personally.
that might have worked.
But, I don't fly things with 3 agility because I think they're tougher than they are, so I don't know.
I don't fly things with 3 agility because my green dice don't show up.
Until the last turn, right?
We saw them on the last turn.
Yeah, they all showed up at the end. Like, hey, fuck you, buddy.
That last was so stupid.
Oh, sweet. I rolled 3 evades. Oh, I needed 4 evades, and I don't have 4 dice.
Where's my first edition evade token, damn it?
It's consigned to the trash fires of history where it belongs. That's where.
History where it belongs.
In the same place TLT and Harpoon Missile are.
Yeah. I want my Harpoon Missiles back. I like them. They were fun.
No.
No.
All right. So thanks, guys, for a fun stream on a Monday night. Tommy, thanks for joining me in the booth. I think we're going to be back tomorrow with another game at 9 p.m. I'm not sure who's playing.
Is this over now? Do I ever have to play this list again?
No, you never have to play this list again.
Huzzah!
And you'll get to draft a little bit better than you did this time.
That's not going to make me feel better.
If I draft in 5th again, I'm going to laugh. Though.
Oh, you won't.
If he drafts above me.
No, he won't. You'll draft before Bobby will. It'll be a reverse order of actual finish. Plus, if we have new players, they'll get inserted somewhere towards the front of the queue. So.
Oh, perfect. So this is what I did was I played myself into like the 10th to 20th picks. Is what I'm hearing.
Oh,
the mid round garbage.
No, we'll see. I gotta take a look at where the finish is, and if we get new players, I'll figure it out. So.
The tiebreaker should be whoever drafted lowest.
In the first place?
Yeah, whoever. If there's ties, it should be whoever drafted lowest.
I don't disagree with that at all. I agree with that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll be back tomorrow night. Thanks everybody, and I'm gonna head to bed because I'm an old person. Bye everybody.
Bye, Felicia.